Hello everybody, this is Brad Havermeyer, Hollywood acting coach. Today we're going to speak about improvisation. Many of us, when we hear the word improvisation, we think about those boring shows where you go to a dark little theater or a comedy club and people on stage ask you for names of objects and places and things like that, and you have to shout them out, and then the actors on stage create a boring scene with the objects, and everyone in the audience politely laughs and things like that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that type of improvisation, and then a little later on, we're going to talk about improvisation as a way to improve upon scripted material. Okay. So let's talk about the first type of improvisation. You know, the boring type in the club where people go out there and now a lot of times these improvisers will tell you things like, keep it moving. When someone says something on stage, just say yes and. Like if someone says, hey, look at my new toaster. You're supposed to say yes and. What do you like about the toaster? And of course, this never works out. It's not entertaining in any way, and it doesn't take into account that there is no toaster usually there. So you'll have an actor holding up their hands and saying, look at my toaster, and there is no toaster in the actor's hands. So the audience right away is confused. There's no toaster in his hand, so why are you saying yes and tell me about the toaster? The correct answer, if the improvisation was to go in the normal way, in a way that happens in the real world, you would say to the other person, what are you talking about? There is no toaster in your hand. There's nothing there. So there's nothing to add to. There's no toaster in the hand. So this way you put it back on the other actor. The actor then has to explain themselves as well. I'm holding up my hands. I think there's a toaster here. Maybe the other actor is insane and is imagining a toaster. Maybe the actor is constantly seeing toasters. Maybe the actor is confused about what a toaster is. Maybe he feels that another name for empty space is toaster. You see what I'm saying? This whole attitude about performance improvisation can be improved by just basing it in reality. Okay, performance improvising. Remember my advice on that. The second part, as actors, you're frequently given a script, and you'll get the script and you'll prepare the script and then you'll shoot the script or perform the script, on stage. Now, frequently, you'll get a script that is really incomprehensible. I mean, you don't know what's going on, or it's confusing. Maybe there's a lot of legalese or something, or maybe there's some emotional stuff going on. Maybe they've snuck in some themes into the script that are confusing and have no basis in actually performing the dramatic action. And you have a better idea about it. And I'm getting on tender ground here with this, because a lot of these writer types, they feel that every single word, every individual word is golden, should say every word as written, picture perfect. This is it. I wrote this. You must say it. There's that guy who wrote The West Wing. He's always spouting about writing. Writers are always like this. There's that fancy old English writer with Hamlet. These long things, it's hard to remember them. And so anyway, here's an idea. Let's say you get a scene, and it's a serious scene. Someone is moping around because they've got a terminal disease, and they're just, I'm sad, I'm gonna die, the doctor gave me, not too long, and something like that. And it's time for you to do the scene. Maybe you don't feel sad. Remember we talked about reality earlier on? About the toaster? Maybe in real life, you don't feel sad. What do? Well, if you follow the rules of the writers, you do the scene as it's written, word for word. But how about this? How about when you're in the scene and you're supposed to be looking, let's say, at a medical folder or something with bad news that you're going to die, but you feel good, why not look at the folder and put a big smile on your face, right? And then pretend that it's got a winning lottery ticket in it. And then you just go off and say, this is great. I won the lottery. You change the direction of the piece. It was a sad, I'm gonna die, I'm looking at the thing and I'm sad, but you don't feel sad, but now because you're going with the reality of how you really feel, now you're making it a happy scene about someone winning the lottery. Isn't that more fun to watch than some sad, grumpy puss that's dying? You as the actor are the final authority. When those cameras go on, when you step out on stage, you can change it the way you feel. This is more enjoyable for the audience. So I thought I would present this new way to look at improvising, and I hope this is helpful to you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.